shortcuts. Might have seen yeah.
No shortcuts.
Here to give you motivation and a little bit of inspiration.
No shortcuts.
Me and the boss ain't easy. Every day somebody needs me.
It's no shortcuts.
I wake up stretched, say a prayer, coffee and then some fresh air. Time to get it poppin'. I got a fresh 24. Hopefully I'm blessed with plenty more. Meanwhile, I'm thankful for the fire on the inside burning. I keep earning as the world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell, Vernon. You make a plan, then you stick to it. Even in tough times, get through it. So get to it. And make sure your family's straight. We going worldwide, you understanding me, mate? Providing a platform where like minds can meet. Closed mouths don't get fed, want everybody to eat. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Tuesdays at noon, let's all get rich. It's no shortcuts.
Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Today is Tuesday, June 13th. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for another edition of your favorite internet sensation by the name of the No Shortcut Show. We're going to give you guys a few moments to get in. We got a lot of things going on today. We're glad and excited, and we thank you guys for joining us. If you're on with us live, feel free to drop us a hello, drop us a comment, let us know where you're watching from. There's my brother. What's up, Matt? My mom is here, my sister's here. It's a family affair already. You guys feel free to share this on your home pages if you would like. We encourage you to do so because the more viewership that we have, the merrier. We understand that it's lunch break and you guys are taking a little moment out of your day to be here with us, and we appreciate you so much. Come on in. We're gonna get the ball rolling here quickly. We got a little special treat that we're gonna do for you guys here momentarily. Famous and I are gonna keep the intro fairly short today because we got something special for you guys.
We got our third co-host. We're gonna go ahead and bring them on the screen right now.
Slash sponsor
of the show. They are live. They are coming in live from Bimini.
What's up?
Off the Virgin
Hey,
Voyages. Juan Velasquez and
It's
his
good to
wonderful
see you
wife
guys.
as well.
Yeah, it's good to see you, ladies and gentlemen. You might have seen this gentleman on a previous episode of ours in our first season, and you also may frequently see him in the comments every Tuesday. He's joining us with his lovely wife here today. They're out of the country and doing what they do. Juan Velasquez Cruise Planners.
Yes.
You guys need any type of vacation put together for you, whether it be a cruise or just a regular vacation, and they do so many other things. I'm going to let him give you the actual overview of what's going on and the services that they provide for you guys.
Yeah, and I just want to say before you go, Juan, this is not a Zoom background. That's the real deal behind you. That's real palm trees and beaches. That's not a Zoom background.
That's right. This is the real deal right here. Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of delay, but just work with us here as we're, working internationally here, producing a show internationally. You know what? You guys just made the map. That's it.
Yeah.
You guys are worldwide now.
Yeah.
But you put the fame to the famous, man. Woo. I was just saying, we're working with numbers now. Like I said, I'm going to get a caricature done here in Bimini, and I'm going to bring it up to you guys. We're gonna set it up.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But yeah, we're here live in Bimini Island with Virgin Voyages, and they have a resort, a private area that they bring all their cruises to into the Caribbean. So when you sail their package, you're able to come on into this resort and experience all the amenities and all the shipboard, onboard credits and all that stuff that you have to carry over here to the island. You get to enjoy the beach. You get to enjoy the cabanas. You get to enjoy the pool party. In a few minutes, we'll have DJ Soho who'll be in
Yeah.
the house all the way up from New York, kicking it off with some music. The DJ Analyze coming in from LA. The boss lady
Wow.
saying LA.
The
Yeah.
boss lady.
So yeah, so the boss lady is not mic'd up today, but she just wanted to be on camera to show people
Absolutely.
who's in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Behind every good man, there's a good woman.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man.
yeah, so in the backdrop here is the entrance to the resort. I wanted to make sure to bring that into the focal point of all this. And this is not to gloat. This is not. I'm actually a humble guy. When I sell this product, I'm real easy about it. I try not to push anything. The people who work for Virgin directly do all the work. They're the ones who are really the people who are selling the product directly. And they're the ones who really make it happen. This
Yes.
product, I've seen a lot of change throughout the last few months. People coming in from Carnival talking about, oh, I'll never sail Carnival again. There's my boy Soho coming in real quick.
Okay.
I'll let him drop in. He's going to take a peek right here.
DJ Soho, what's happening?
What's happening? Very nice.
So they're getting ready to set up as we get ready to tear down. So yeah, what I do is I try to create content. I try to create an immersive experience to bring back home to my clients so that they could understand that I'm not just selling them a lemon. I've been there. I've done it. And the cruise lines, the resorts, they do a great job of providing us the funds or free room or whatever it is we need so that we can launch that product for them.
That's awesome,
That's
man.
awesome.
Let me
That's
ask you
awesome.
this: when you said that some of your clients have mentioned how once they go with Virgin, they're not going back to Carnival. Have they given you some specific, like any specific reasons? What do they love better about Virgin than some of the others?
The first thing is the centric environment. That's the number one key. You can go to any restaurant in the world, right? And it could be a hole in the wall, but mom and pop might be serving up
Service.
something better than it is. Exactly, the service. That service is key. But the second is food. Food. People are coming on board because they have Michelin chefs. Everything's included. All your meals are included. All the restaurants are included. There's no buffet. They do have a galley that provides you food 24/7, but at order. Fresh food. Nothing sitting underneath a hot lamp.
Okay.
No kids. That's the third thing. No kids. People don't want to sail with kids.
Okay.
We have a kid, and we don't want to sail with the kid.
Okay. Okay. So Virgin's just for the grown-ups. Gotcha.
Want to sell with it.
Yeah. So and it's all about the itineraries too. They're adding more and more. Greece just launched. So Mykonos and Santorini, some sailings are going on right now that just launched. We're really excited about that. We'll be on that product next year, doing the Mediterranean. We might even do Barcelona. The year after that, we'll be doing Dubai, Singapore, and Brisbane when the final ship of the 4 launches. So right now they have Scarlet, Valiant, Brilliant, and Resilient.
Wow.
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you guys. And you're not gloating. We ask you to come on. We ask you guys to come on because we wanted to see too.
Yeah. Exactly.
We wanted to see too. But ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's that time of year, ladies and gentlemen. It's summertime. If you're looking to plan a vacation or you need to get away to hit the reset button, you definitely want to contact our guy, Mr. Juan Velasquez, Cruise Planets. Definitely. He'll hook you up.
Definitely.
Tell us, give
I
us some
definitely
contact
appreciate
info.
it, gentlemen. Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and share the number to the business. No text out. 803-027. We're 4-hour service. So again, 803-2804. We'll go ahead and hook you up. Whatever package. Hey, you want to rent and go cross country? I got you covered too.
Awesome, awesome. You
Let me
got
get that number
famous?
one more time. Let me get that number again because your
It's
audio
going
is
in and
cutting
out a little bit.
Uh-oh.
The internet might have went out where he is. He's out the country.
Yeah.
But we'll put it in the chat, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
we'll get it.
I think he
we'll
might
get
have
it and put it
froze.
in the chat for him.
Hello to Anita Barnett joining us down in the comments.
Hey,
Who
Anita, how
else
you
is here?
doing?
Yeah, yeah,
Talk to us. Talk to us. Who else is here with us? Good
yeah.
afternoon. Thanks for
So
joining
should
us.
shall we continue to proceed? I think they froze on us.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
Juan, he's literally out in the
out the
Caribbean right
country.
now on
Yeah, we
Caribbean
appreciate.
Wi-Fi. So you know
Yeah,
how that works. But he
we
wanted to
appreciate.
come on and
Yeah,
tell us what he was up to, and we're glad he did
yeah.
so for sure.
Yeah, thank you to Juan and his lovely wife again for coming on. They're on vacation, but we wanted to take an opportunity because we're live today and they're still on vacation. I think they've been on vacation about a week now. Wanted to give them an opportunity to do a plug and show us all the things that they're kind of getting into, and also it just basically shows you the service that he could provide for you
Hmm.
guys if you guys need to take a cruise or a
Yeah,
vacation. We're all about helping friends
yeah,
and
absolutely.
networking and providing, just spreading the word and helping those you because you guys out there in the audience may be looking to take a little cruise or something like that.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And
yeah, yeah,
and whatever you have going on in your businesses, let us know what you have going on, any promotions you're up to, and we'd love to have you on to talk about it too and promote it with our folks. Yeah, it did look amazing. It did
oh
look
yeah, that
amazing what
water
it
was super
was.
blue, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. That was
Josh
that
Walker,
water.
DJ Sticks,
What up,
former
Sticks?
guest of the show. And before we proceed, let's give a shout out to everybody that's joining us live right
Yeah.
now. Or if you're catching the replay, whether
Hmm.
it be on Facebook, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitch, or you catching us on Instagram.
Yeah.
We just want to say hello and welcome and thank you for supporting us in our endeavor by the name of the No Shortcut Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So
Yeah,
that was great to be able to check in with Juan real quick on
yeah.
the top end. I'm glad he was able to be available to check in
Yes.
with us.
Oh,
And
he's on.
he,
He's on with us now in the comments. I just see it. Hey,
oh, okay,
Juan, I think the internet lagged, but come on in, man. Type whatever you need to type in the
yeah,
comments. I think we got the gist of everything we set out to do just now. But yeah,
yeah. But
thank you
put the
so much,
contact
you and the
info,
wifey.
put the
Yeah, for
contact
sure.
info in the comments, and tell the
Yeah, because
boss lady we said thank you for letting us have you for a
allowing
few
you.
minutes.
Yeah, hey, because when you were giving the phone number, that's when you started going out, bro. So if you want to type it in there, and no text, ladies and gentlemen,
Don't text us,
he's not
man.
gonna respond.
Yeah,
Texting Juan is like requesting a song for DJ Favors to play.
yeah. It's not gonna happen.
It's
It's
not
not
going
gonna.
to happen. So definitely call him. He'll hook you up.
Yeah.
He'll hook you up.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
But we do have a second. We do have a second guest
yeah.
today. So tell us about our guest for today, my friend.
Man, how do I start? All right, let's see. How do I set this up? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, whenever you go to a concert or perhaps you're listening to a record, there's someone who's in charge of how that music sounds, whether it's live or on a record, right? There's someone who's mixing and mastering, making all of these sounds work together to sound pleasant to your eardrums.
Hmm.
So our special guest today, he does mixing and mastering. Not only that, he does beat production. Not only that, he can help you with some computer design,
Mm.
maybe as it pertains to sound, sonics, things of that nature. He can do software support for you. He's also the house engineer at the House of Blues
Mm.
in Houston, Texas. Now, this gentleman also worked with the chairman of the board, the original crew, during the days where General Johnson was still with us. I actually met him initially when I was working with Danny Woods briefly for a couple of years, and the guy spoke very highly of him. I had the chance to work with him then, and one other time with the new chairman of the board. Featuring our band leader Ken Knox. But without any further ado, and he's going to get into all of this into all of the things that he does, all the artists that he has had the pleasure to work with. But I don't want to prolong the time. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise at home, make some noise in the chat as we bring on our special guest for today, none other than Mr. Lee Robinson.
Yeah. What's happening?
What's up, Lee?
Going on?
Not
What's
too
going
much,
on,
bro.
man?
Man, hey, listen, we just out here trying to get it, man.
You,
How
you
you
talked
doing?
about that one time that I worked with the new chairman of the board, correct?
Yes, and
Check out the shirt.
oh,
Check out
what
the
you got?
shirt.
Oh, the State Theater.
Ah,
Yeah.
State Theater. Yes, yes. Okay.
That's where we worked. That was
That's
the last time I worked with the new chairman was at the state. That's why I wore this shirt for today.
Oh man, well we appreciate you, man. We
Yeah, for
appreciate you
sure.
so much. Yeah, and you always, man. Before we get into your story, it was always a pleasure. Anytime we work with you, me and you chop it up in between while we setting up and getting everything
Hmm.
ready. And another thing that people don't know, your sound tech, ladies and gentlemen, gets there a couple of hours or so before the artists arrive, getting everything set up and situated for them. And then after the show, when all the artists have gone, the sound tech is usually there,
Hmm.
still
Last
disassembling
man
everything.
standing.
Yeah. So, and oftentimes they don't get enough credit. So we wanted to highlight the job and the service of the sound engineer, the mixing and mastering and all that thing. Because us as artists, we can
Yeah.
we can play the music, but we need someone to make it sound good to you guys out there in
Yeah.
the audience, or if you're listening to a record, that final mix and all of that. So we wanted to highlight that specific job today.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we start on that, I just also want to say I appreciate when our guests come in with the merch on. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
remember when Blake came in with his chairman of the
With
board
chairman of the
T-shirt
board shirt,
on.
yeah,
Lee came in with his State Theater T-shirt, and then it just
yeah.
kind of makes things go full circle. And I
Hmm.
appreciate that.
Oh, mom is here. Hey, mom. So I got
Hey.
I got everybody, almost the whole family's here. I know Dad's busy running his business, but the rest of the family's popping in, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, yeah. And for everyone joining us, thanks for being here. And if you haven't done so yet, just hit that
Oh, my dad is here. I'm
yeah, your
sorry. I'm
dad is
looking
here
over here.
too. Head to
Okay,
that hold on. Head to that link I just put in the screen, ecam.live/connect. That
yeah,
way when you do comment with us, we can see who you are.
yeah. And
Because if you
and one
don't,
other
it'll
thing.
just say Facebook user, like that one right there.
One other thing, because my dad is typing in the comments, and Juan,
Yeah.
this may be something, I don't know if you could help my father with this or not, but he's got a Florida vacation that I guess it's already paid for, whatever. He's trying to move it. I don't think he's going to be able to take advantage of it this year. Juan, I didn't know if that was something that you might be able to help my dad out with, but it's available for those in the comments as well. Yeah, I see you, Dad. Oh, the whole
Yeah.
family is here today. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, we got a bunch of people joining us. Thank you. Let us know if you're here. Put your
Yeah,
name in the
yeah.
chat and let us know you're here. Thank you.
Okay, Juan says, hey, Dad, Juan says that's something he may be able to help you with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be the middleman, and we're going I'm gonna be the middleman. I'm gonna be the cream to the Oreo cookie,
Yeah,
and we and we gonna work that out. All right,
good
cool,
deal.
cool.
Good
All
deal.
right.
Yeah. Now we got all the business out the way.
Yeah, yeah. We do business
we got
over here,
all
Lee.
we got all the bills paid. We got all the bills paid. So now let's talk to Lee.
Yeah. Lee, have you done anything like this before? Or is this your first time like coming on a platform kind of talking about the ins and outs of
This
what
is
you
the
do?
first time I've been live. This is the
Okay,
first time
live.
live. I've done other interviews that were taped and then edited and then put out.
Okay.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, so we love doing it live, man. It's nothing like the energy of a yeah, yeah. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of what it is that you do, we often like to get a little background information, and that this helps us learn more about you as well. But before we proceed, Lee, tell us where you were born and raised, and a little bit about your childhood and upbringing.
All right. Born in Brooklyn, New York.
Hey.
Brooklyn.
Uh, Stayed there until I was 14.
Hmm.
Um, got so there was some gang stuff going on, and it was just better that I left, and I moved to Philadelphia to live with my
Okay.
father.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Who,
What was some of your interests as a kid? I guess pre teenage years. Were you always into
um,
music? Or,
no, I was into martial arts for a while. I
uh
studied with Master Moses Powell.
Okay.
Look him up. He
All
passed
right.
away, but look him up.
Yeah. Moses
In New
Powell, you
York.
said?
Yes, Moses Powell. He taught
Okay.
a form of jujitsu called Sanukus Ryu.
Ah, nice. So we don't want to come at you wrong, then, huh?
Yeah.
Right, right. I'm not the sound man you want to jump on. No.
Yeah, yeah. I got you,
Yeah,
man. I got you. The
I saw
famous.
some stuff, man. You guys was talking about, if the sound man ain't doing you right, you got the right to go over there and put your hands on him. I wish
Nah.
somebody would.
Yeah. Yeah. As they say, you got the right one today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be
That's
no
cool.
Chris Rock.
Oh no,
Ain't gonna
Chris
Oh
be
Rock,
man.
man. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, that's still circulating the internet, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah. But famous
moving
also.
on,
I was gonna.
well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, famous has some connection to New York in his earlier days as well.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up in Queens,
Okay.
but I went to college in Brooklyn. But I grew up in Queens, New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right,
you
what part of
migrated.
Queens?
Go ahead. Go ahead. My fault, guys. Go ahead.
What part of Queens?
Corona, Left Rack
What
City.
part Okay.
Yeah.
My
That's
sister lived there for a little while
Oh, okay.
in Left City.
Yeah, yeah. That's where I grew up. That's where I spent most all of high school, and then
Okay.
earlier when I was like in elementary school, I was in Rosedale, Queens, Rosedale, Hollis areas. Yeah.
Cool deal. Cool
Yeah,
deal. So
man.
what about siblings? You want to like any siblings? You want to tell us a little bit about your parents?
My mother had three children, including me. So I have an
Uh-huh.
older brother and a younger sister from them, from
Hmm.
her.
Hmm.
My father had three children that I don't know.
Hmm.
He
Okay.
got shipped to down to the Carolinas from New York, getting in trouble when he was
Hmm.
young, and he seems to have made three children while he was down there that we've never seen.
Hmm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I have an older brother with it from him, uh, two younger sisters, and a younger brother.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now you said around 14 you moved to
To
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia to
China.
go stay with my dad and my older brother by him.
Uh-huh.
And I also had a stepsister named Felicia.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So now if I heard you correctly, like things were getting a little crazy. You said some some
Yeah,
street things
little
going on.
gang activity. I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Education of Sonny Carson.
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't seen that. I gotta write that down.
Write that down. The Education of Sonny Carson.
Okay.
If you anywhere involved in hip hop, that's a go see movie. That's
Okay.
one of the ones you got to see.
Cool
Um,
deal.
Sonny Carson, who ended up becoming the activist Sonny Carson, was in jail with my father at one point.
Oh
And my
wow.
father actually taught me how to fight. But they had real gang members in the movie.
Okay. As
They were
extras and
gangster
whatnot.
New York. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, not exactly. They actually had they filmed a gang fight
Oh
in the movie
really?
Hmm.
with real gang members.
Hmm. Okay.
Nobody, it wasn't to hurt anybody. It was for the movie, but they were real gang members that actually participated in the movie.
Hmm.
Okay, I see. Wow, man. Yeah, that
And
sounds heavy.
one of those things, yeah, was kind of running my junior high school.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And every morning we'd go to school. My little crew from the street I grew up on East 37th
Hmm.
Street and
Hmm.
Linden Boulevard. We head to school, a little pack of us, maybe six, seven of us,
Uh-huh.
and we'd run into these Jolly Stompers. And they pick somebody that they me wasn't the right day for them. So it was a
Right.
one-on-one fight, but
Hmm.
you know, still this guy was going through people,
Yeah.
and I wasn't gonna let that happen.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I ended up got through that in the morning, went to school, and him and another guy came back and caught me in the classroom by myself.
Oh man. So it was getting crazy for you.
Yeah, so it was getting real crazy. And both
Yeah.
of these guys had came from families with 15 brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how that goes.
Yeah, they were a gang within themselves. These
Hmm.
these two guys and their families were a gang within themselves.
Okay, wow. And then so all of
So
this going on is what led you
to
understandably,
move
like you got,
it.
yeah, got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Means of survival. It's best to just get away from
Right.
that element.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I moved to Philadelphia, and my father was in the Nation of Islam
Okay.
and a lieutenant at 12E in Philadelphia.
Mm,
So he had a little rank. So I ended up leaving public school and going to Muhammad University of Islam.
okay. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So with all of this going on and you martial arts and some, having to duck and dodge the gangs and all the elements of the street, when did you find yourself getting interested in music and creating music and the early stages of just developing that interest?
It came from my stepfather, who was here in Houston. He passed away a year ago, two
Okay.
years ago.
Condolences.
Um,
Condolences.
was a DJ in New York
Okay.
at the time. He didn't move down here to Texas until 1976.
Mm,
Um, I also have an uncle, my father's brother, who was a DJ in New York.
okay.
When he passed away, I was about 13 years old, and I got his equipment and records.
I see.
I started from being a DJ, and I still
Mm.
DJ. I got, you can't see it, but let's see.
All right, famous DJs as well, and we got a couple of
Yeah,
DJs in
yeah,
the
yeah.
shout out to DJ Sticks, all of our DJs in our community.
Oh
What you
yeah.
got there?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a tractor man like me. There's not too many of
Hey,
us
Yeah,
left, brother.
that's Tractor.
Yeah.
And underneath this laptop that I'm on right now is
mm,
a Newmark NS7.
Okay.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, I
hey,
stick
Lee,
with the tractor myself.
yeah, Lee,
My Tractor.
I was gonna ask you real quick. Do you have a lamp nearby so we can see you a little better, perhaps? If not, don't worry
Um,
about it. That you could put kind of in
I
front
can
of you.
finish the light. Let's see if that does anything. That
That's a
brightens
Yeah,
little
that's
it
a
better.
little
up
That's a
better.
any?
little
That's
better.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
We
little
want, as
Yeah,
always,
I changed it
tell
to the
the
light. Background.
okay. I always say we want to be able to see you. Tell the guys that the ladies want to be able to see your handsome face there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on now, my wife might be out there. Let me see. Uh-uh.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's a
yeah, I
lot
think
better.
you're good.
So you started DJing. You started DJing when you got the equipment, right? And were you kind of DJing at home, doing stuff for family like that, and then ventured out into outside?
And then this was also the era of like going to playgrounds,
Mm,
parks, and just setting your system up and just play music for people. And
Yeah.
yeah.
that turned into, I got pulled up on, I guess you could say, by a larger DJ crew.
Mm.
They came in and put their stuff up, and
Yeah.
I put my stuff back in the truck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. But
But
but that still gave you some
through
experience.
that, yeah, I got to meet these guys who ultimately were a group called Galaxy 5,
Okay.
which was they were pretty much the premier
Mm-hmm.
mobile DJ group in Philadelphia at the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
There were a couple other DJs. There was Disco Rat. There was Captain Boogie. Um, there was another crew in Mount Airy, and I can't. Grandmasters of Funk.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of DJ Kevy Kev. He came from Grandmasters of Funk.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he came from Grandmasters of Funk. This is long before like Jazzy Jeff and
Right.
Right.
the Crash Crew. This is long before them.
Right.
Yeah.
This is early to mid '70s.
Okay. Okay. Wow, man. So quite naturally. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Proceed. I didn't want to cut y'all.
So I'm trying to get to where I ended up becoming an engineer was
Yeah.
because of them.
Yeah. So I was gonna just.
So big, they had a mixing console.
Uh huh.
So I didn't DJ for them, but I ran the mixing console.
Okay.
So that's where I got my hands on some faders and like doing
Yeah.
that. Even though it was a DJ group, I still had mics to mix and
Right.
make sure that everything still sounded good. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where the bug hit, was
Mm.
through that.
Okay. So
They ultimately became a, a rap group for about 10 minutes and put out a record called Keep It On, which
uh
was about the Philadelphia 76ers. I think it was 1983 when they won with Moses
okay.
Malone. And
Yeah, Moses Malone and all of
yeah,
them.
they actually did a song called Keep It On.
Okay. Okay. So you
A
went
couple of
from
guys. Yeah. Went
all
from
right,
being a DJ to a DJ.
DJ. Yeah. So I would assume the natural progression would be DJ to making beats to mixing, but you went from DJ to mixing.
Right.
Okay. All right. And so when did the beat making and production, that was obviously after you got into doing the mixing and whatnot.
Right. The beat
Okay.
making came as a result of a need, I
Uh
guess.
okay.
Um, I've always been kind of technically minded, and when I moved to Houston, I left Philadelphia in 1986
Mm-hmm.
and moved to Houston. My older brother by my mother was
Mm-hmm.
here, Eric,
Mm-hmm.
um, and he was running a teen club. So he said, "Yo, man, I need some help with this club.
Uh-huh.
You come down, DJ." So we started DJing here.
Mm-hmm.
We met some other DJs, which we got together, and at that point, one of the DJs wanted to rap.
Okay.
He had done some stuff for the original Ghetto Boys.
Oh
Did
yeah,
enough
yeah. Shout
scratches for
out to
me.
them. Yeah.
So we kind of had an in at Rap a Lot. So he was like, "Yo, man, we need to do some music."
Mm-hmm.
And one of the radio DJs kind of commissioned us to do a back to school song,
All right.
which we ended up sampling Schoolboy Crush by
Okay.
AWB.
Nice. Nice.
But we didn't have a sampler, but we were four DJs.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had to get creative, huh?
We had to get creative. So we would, we became human samplers, I
Mm.
guess.
All
Like they
right.
have DJs now that they call beat jugglers that
Right.
all they do is that, 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 and with they actually take drum sounds on record
Mm.
and create beats
Yeah.
live with them.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
beat jugglers. We were kind of sort of beat juggling in the early days,
Mm.
but we would also, pull out melodies. And so we put this song together, and the guy liked it. He was like, "Man, I don't know how y'all did this, but
Uh-huh.
it was a cassette deck and four DJs and four
Yeah.
turntables.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody just, put their part in when it was supposed to go in,
Yeah, kind of like the
and it
bomb
worked out.
squad a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was really amazing to see and to be a part of.
Right.
And the group became a group called Def 4,
Okay.
which was myself, my brother DJ John B, the Prince Easy C was our rapper, and we had another DJ, rest in peace, DJ Lonnie Mac,
Okay.
which was down here in Houston, and we were on Rap a Lot. We do have
Yeah.
an album
Yeah.
that came from it.
Yeah. Rap a lot records, and that's Ghetto Boy, Scarface, J Prince, all of that back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
as a
Oh, you
result,
got
There you go.
okay, that's nice there.
Guy came with the hardware.
Yeah, I got the hardware. Let's see. Yeah, that's nice,
Platinum
man.
record, yeah.
Oh,
And the Ghetto
platinum.
Ghetto
Okay.
Boys
Watch.
platinum. So
Hey,
you worked on that?
can we hit the applause for that,
Yeah,
famous?
for sure.
Let's hit the applause one time. Yeah. That's
thank
awesome.
y'all for the applause.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
Um,
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you for being a part of that classic piece of history right there, man.
Yeah, man. That's
right,
awesome.
we'll get to that in a second, but
Oh,
the Def 4 is how we got to that point.
Yeah.
got you.
So we put the song together, it gets out, and they're like, so we're like, man, we need to work on some more stuff. At the
Mm-hmm.
time, DJ Ready Red was actually a part of the Def Four. Rest in peace, DJ Ready Red.
Okay. Yes. Rest in
He
peace.
ended up becoming the Ghetto Boys DJ.
Okay.
Rap a Lot was opening up the books to sign new artists.
Mm-hmm.
C had an end. Prince Easy C had an end because he did the scratches on the original Ghetto Boys single.
Okay.
So we were able to go and get to Jay Prince.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big Mercedes 560 convertible, 2-door.
Back then, huh?
It had a system in it, man. So he throws this cassette tape in. It was a beat for a song called Outlaw that's on the Def 4 album.
Okay.
And he played that, and he was like, oh, man. And it was, all of us were not from Texas. Me and my brother were from New York. Z is from Brooklyn also. And Lonnie Mack was from Chicago. Ready Red is from Trenton, New Jersey.
Wow.
So we were all transplants, and for some reason here, all the transplants kind of hung together.
Mm-hmm.
Or at some, there was less than 6 degrees of separation if you were from somewhere else.
Right.
Right. Wow.
We just kind of collectively came together and did some stuff.
That's awesome.
C has been here for years. Yeah, and we just gelled together as DJs and became a group.
Yeah. Now, were you still doing some mixing and whatnot while you guys were doing the group?
Sort of, kind of.
Okay.
I was the first performing engineer.
I see.
Because I ran the drum machine. Let me pull these out. But these lights are keeping me from moving my laptop around.
It's all right. Do your thing. Do your thing.
USB lights that stick in the USB port, and they shine down on the NS7.
Okay. So you got us in the studio with you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. And over here is the MV8000.
Okay, the MV8000. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a vintage piece.
Vintage piece. But I was an MPC 60 guy.
Okay.
And I still have access to one
nice.
down here in Texas. My brother has one also in New York.
Okay.
So that's what we did. That and the Sequential Circuit Studio 440. Really don't make those anymore, but we did a lot of our album on that, and then the MPC 60.
Okay. So kind of by
So that's where
default.
the beat creation came from. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. That's
If you
cool.
look around now, that's all I got is beat stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Atom from Personas.
Okay. Very nice.
It's like you don't ever have to leave that room.
Yeah, you don't have to leave it. Just have some food sent up.
Yeah. Get Uber Eats and you're good.
Yeah.
My friends call it the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know you can see what's behind me.
Yeah, the mixing board, right?
But it wraps all the way around
the
room and then around the other side.
Yeah.
So you have several stations within that room.
Yes. Yes.
I got you.
There are
and a rolling chair.
Three,
go zoom, zoom, get over
there. Definitely.
Yeah.
There are 3 computers, 1 iMac, a laptop here that's hooked up to the NS7 that we're on, and I have a Lenovo tablet touchscreen.
Okay. All right.
Hooked up to the tractor controller.
All right, to the tractor. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I have Machine Studio,
Machine.
Akai Renaissance.
Okay, Akai.
I got a couple of M Audio Oxygen keyboards. I have 2 of those. I even have an Edero PCR 50.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got all kinds of like vintage with new stuff.
Yeah, this is the Museum of Natural History.
Yeah. That's great.
Musical history.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything in here is just as old as I am. I feel. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lee, we got a
y'all were.
question. We got a question from Josh. He's a DJ also, but he's also in a band. He's a drummer, and he wanted to, from your perspective, being a sound engineer, kind of get you to touch on the communication between musicians and the sound engineers, or probably if there is
And
some lack of
I can add on
communication,
too. I can add on with that too.
like how important that is.
It's now as far as front of house mixing. There's really not a lot of interaction between the
Yeah.
artist and the front of house engineer.
Yeah. Explain
Now,
front of house for those that don't know, Lee, when you speak of front of the
the
house
front of
sound.
house mixes the sound that the audience hears.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Anybody that's been to a concert, usually in the middle of the audience area, there's a tent or
Mm-hmm.
something set up, and
Mm-hmm.
it's this big console that looks similar to that.
Yep.
Sometimes bigger, sometimes smaller.
Right.
That's actually a kind of normal size,
Standard. Yeah.
24 favorite. But it's digital, so it's actually a 72 input mixer.
Mm-hmm.
I could
Yep.
hook up 72 inputs to it and run. Now the monitor engineer.
Yeah. Stage sound.
Yes, that is important to the band and the performers. Usually during sound check, the monitor engineer usually runs sound check.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I get you to play your keyboard, Midas,
Yes, sir.
and I get your monitor straight while you're
Mm-hmm.
playing, my house engineer is getting your gain structure and where he's going to put you in the mix.
For the audience.
At the same time,
Mm-hmm.
for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I are in eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
I say, all right, drummer, play the kick drum.
Yep.
He plays the kick drum.
Everything one at a time.
Anybody that wants kick drum, put your finger up.
Yep. Yep. That's when I'm gonna put my finger up. Let me get a little kick drum in my wedge, please.
I need a little kick drum. When you get enough kick drum,
Put your hand down.
Now I go to the net. Now the keyboard player good with kick. Now I need to go to the bass player,
Yeah.
guitar player. If
Who
the
else
singers
want
want it in the front wedges, we go through the kick drum. Anybody want snare? If you want snare, put your hand up.
Put my hand up for that snare too.
If you want some snare, I'm gonna dial you up some snare as the monitor engineer until he puts his hand down.
Mm-hmm.
Go through every instrument that anybody wants to hear in their monitors or in their computers. And once we go through everything, it's time for a real sound check. Let's do something.
Yeah, play it all together.
The whole song, right? When that happens, there's usually some changes that happen because you know when you're just getting the kick drum, say, "Oh yeah, that's good, I can hear it." Right now, you've got your keyboards, you got a little bit of the bass player. That kick drum got lost.
Yeah.
I need a little more. Give me a little
more.
Somebody will say, "Hey, can I get a little more kick?" I go to your mix, turn your kick up.
Yep.
Leave everything where it is. Everything else is good. Just turn that kick up. You put your finger down. You go through.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
And once sound check is over, save that scene.
Save
as
it.
Is. Save often and save early.
Yeah.
If you're using a digital console, save early and save often.
Yeah.
Once you name everything, save it. You name all your channels, save it. Once you get your gain structure set, save it. Save it again.
Save it. It's like typing a term paper.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You don't want to lose it.
You don't want to get all the way through a sound check
and lose it.
Lightning strike and your console go off. Now that whole mix is gone. Once the console come back up, if it come, hopefully it didn't get hit by lightning, but the power went out. So now the
anything can happen.
Now you got to start all over because you didn't save it. But if you save often and save early,
Yeah, and that's the reason why.
You can get back to you can get back to a point where
Right.
the band ain't mad at you. Like, oh man,
Yeah,
we got to do
and
this
that's
again.
and that's why we get there so early, ladies and gentlemen. When there's a concert to do, we get there early. I mean, even when the band arrives, the sound engineers are already there. Then when you do all your line checks, like Lee said, make sure you got
Right.
enough of yourself, instrument, vocals in your wedge. Add whatever else. Normally, I'll add a little kick snare. The bass player is right beside me with the chairman of the board, so I don't need that in my wedge. The drummer has a
Yeah.
drum pad. I need that. I need some of the horns. I don't need the guitar because he plays fairly loud on the other side of the stage. Shout out to Rod, the real McCoy,
Yeah.
and
Real
then
McCoy.
give me
Yeah, McCoy.
yeah, and then give me all the vocals in my wedge, and I'm pretty much straight. But like you
Yeah.
said, once you do
Good.
the line checks and then you all play something together to see how that feels, there's usually some little minor changes and everything. But we get there early so we can be comfortable with what we're hearing in order to give our best performance. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's ba-
man.
you said that perfectly.
Yeah,
DJ
absolutely.
Sticks, I hope that answers your question or that kind of gave you a little enlightenment. But as artists, you want let the sound man, the sound engineer, direct that part. And you just have to be patient. It's a time to be patient. It's a time to be quiet and listen to him because he's the one that's directing what's going on. And when it's your turn, like you said, if
Yeah.
you need any more, hold your hand up. You got enough, put your hand down and move on to the next. So it's a process, but it all works together so we can give a quality
Yeah.
performance
Don't
and
be
guys can
shy. You
enjoy.
got to ask for it if you want it.
Yeah, closed mouths don't get
Let
fed.
me say this to vocalists who
Okay,
are
any
usually
vocalists out there?
last on the line, and it's
Yeah.
not because um, we put y'all last.
Mm-hmm.
You are not last.
Last
But
shall be first.
the way usually an input list goes, it starts with the drums.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom,
Yep.
pat, and then your toms,
Toms overhead.
overheads, SPD, then the bass comes, then you do your guitars, and then here comes Midas on keys, and then
Keys.
you put your vocals are usually at the end of your mix line. So
Mhm.
that's why they usually end up being the last one to
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
the instruments are a lot easier to balance out
Mhm.
because some people they like to point their microphone at the wedge. I don't know why.
That,
So
that's gonna make it feedback, won't it?
yeah, right. But it's like it becomes a technique for some vocalists, and
Right.
just want to
Yeah.
remind people that this is the big one
Okay.
for you rappers. I'm
Yeah.
talking to you rappers.
Talk to him.
Holding a microphone like this
Yeah. They're cuffing
does
it.
not help.
Right.
It is
You
the
blocking
worst
all your.
thing you can do. The
Yep.
ball of the mic needs to be exposed
That's
Yeah.
to
right.
pick up your voice.
Man, I got that
Yeah.
same Shure microphone. And you know what I tell people? Here's what I tell people, like when I'm
58?
doing, yeah, the 58. When I have people doing speeches, doing weddings and stuff, I always tell them to hold it like it's an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're not cuffing the head of the mic and they're not all the way out here with it and stuff like that. But I'll tell you another quick story when we're talking about, you were talking about the monitor sound, but the front of house sound.
Front
It's
of
kind
house.
of one
Yeah.
of those things where if you got a good sound engineer, you know it when you hear it, right? And that kind of same with the mixing and mastering. We were at a festival here in town a few weeks ago, and my wife and kids, and we were walking up to go to the festival. There was a band playing, and it sounded nuts. Like you said, the mic, the vocalist mic was off, and it was a lot of feedback. And even my wife was like, "What in the world is going on?" I said, "They need a sound guy. They need
Yeah.
I think the sound guy didn't show up yet. Something happened.
Yeah.
He didn't get there yet
Either that or the artist might have got there late to not get a quality.
to not get a
It
good
could
setup.
be on
Yeah,
either.
Get a
I
good
will say
sound
that on the
check on
artist side.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like
Now,
every time he started
also,
singing, it was.
it sounds like the engineer might not have rung his monitors out. There are things you can do to microphone
Yeah.
on as the monitor engineer, because that's where your feedback is coming from. Is
Yeah.
The
from the monitors
monitors.
in the
Yep.
back.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So
Right.
there are frequencies you can cut. Um, a lot
Gain
of
as
times
well,
people
huh?
will just run a mic wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means you're picking up from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz.
Mm.
That 20 to 20K
Mm-hmm.
is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? People's vocals stop around 400
Okay.
and 10,000.
See, I didn't know all of that. You getting into the technicalities now, ladies and
The
gentlemen.
feedback you hear is up here, above
Mm.
10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Cut that off.
Yeah. So they
That
just
mic
got a
doesn't
little
need
too
to
high.
pick up those frequencies
Yeah.
because
Right.
it's a vocal mic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
Very
if you
good.
got a guy singing baritone singer, you may have to roll down a little further. But you put a high pass on the bottom, low pass on the top, and just cut it in like this.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. Very good stuff. Yeah. So
That's your game.
yeah, for any
And
aspiring.
that'll pretty much kill feedback. 200 and 400 can be a problem sometime too, especially with
Mm-hmm.
58s.
Mm-hmm.
You cut the Q real thin and pull out 200 and 400 about 6 dB each.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth that mic right out.
There you go.
Very good.
You
Yeah,
can
that's
point it
free
at the
game.
speaker and do like this.
Yeah. Right.
Just to test it.
And if it don't ring, then you know
You
when
good.
he's doing this, then you got the mic.
And dancing, yeah,
Yeah.
no feedback.
Right. You're not getting feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
So,
Tell us some of the artists that you've had the pleasure to work with over the years, especially down at the House of Blues down in Houston.
well, I'm gonna tell you that some of my best memories are with the chairman of the board.
Oh man, awesome.
And General Johnson and Danny and Ken.
Yeah,
Those are some good days.
they speak very highly of you. Even before I met you, when we was coming to the gig back in the day, I think, like I said, I initially met you when I was working with Danny at the General Pass, and then they like, oh, we get to work with Lee today, and the whole ride to the gig, they speaking very highly. So I could tell you guys had a nice working relationship. I just wanted to throw that in there.
General Johnson is my musical father.
Wow.
Like that's how I felt about him. And Danny is my musical uncle.
Yeah.
And my fishing, and he was my fishing buddy. I brought fish from Greenville, a whole live bass, in the back of my car to a show at the Lincoln Theater.
Wow.
Just to show Danny this fish that I caught.
Yeah, I heard a story where Danny had a fish in the tub on ice for like a day or two.
Yeah, oh yeah. Danny, we shared fishing stories, man. I sure missed them guys.
Yeah,
I miss y'all too. You know, the new executives.
for sure. Yeah, we the new faces.
Yeah.
For sure, man. We gotta link soon. Gotta hopefully get you to come up this way or whatever soon. We'll figure it out though.
I usually come back once a year.
Once a year, okay.
This year I think we're going to Tennessee.
Okay.
In July, I think it is. July,
okay.
August.
Yeah, we may have something in Virginia around that time too, but I'll definitely keep you posted. I'll be looking, and I'm sure you stay pretty busy at the House of Blues.
Yeah, are y'all still playing House of Blues 4 times a year?
No, not that many times. No, we just left Myrtle last week. We played the Music on Main down there. Yeah, last Thursday. This week, we got a private event Wednesday. Then that's in Raleigh. We'll be in Newton, North Carolina Thursday, and then we'll be in Hendersonville, North Carolina at the winery, Point Outlook Vineyards at the winery on Saturday in Hendersonville.
I know them vineyard shows will be.
Yeah,
off
they'll
the
be
hook.
be a little off the chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the kids say now they be lit.
Yeah, that's how the young folks say, right? It was lit. You know?
Yeah. We used to go
Yeah.
to Hennett Wineries,
Yeah.
Okay.
H-I-N-A-N-T. Yeah, with the chairman. We used to
Okay.
play
Yeah.
Hennett.
They get around, man. So
Yeah.
it's so many shows. Sometimes I try to think back and I can't remember. We try to be talking. Remember we had the such and such and the such and such, but
Yeah,
you're everywhere, almost 2 or 3 different places a week for the span of a spring to a fall. So it's like, man, it's hard to
right.
keep up
Yeah.
with. Yeah. But
So
but but tell us about some of the other artists. I'm getting sidetracked. So you said the
Um,
chairman of the board, of course.
yeah. The newest artist I worked with was Chloe Bailey,
mm-hmm.
Okay.
who is Halle Berry's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Halle
Okay.
Bailey's sister. The
Mm-hmm.
one who played
Hmm.
Little Mermaid.
Right.
Yeah.
Her sister sings. They had a singing thing together,
Yeah.
but when Halle got pulled to do whatchamacallit, she did her own
Yeah.
album.
Okay.
Um, I did
I know you work with Ross
Scarface.
and Two Chains.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was at that wasn't at House of Blues. That was at
Okay.
White White Oak Music Hall.
Okay.
Okay.
It was a
W-
Gas Gods event. It was Two Chains, Slim Thug,
Mm,
Lil Kiki,
mm,
and a bunch of other people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
okay.
They were local people, but
Yeah. That
Yeah.
I
Houston
just didn't
scene.
know.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
what's
guess it
your
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be specifically House of Blues.
Yeah.
Just some of the artists,
People
that
I
people
work
would
with,
recognize.
man, I've done everything from reggae reggae shows in the Foundation Room with
Mm,
local artists, and then in the music hall, Steel Pulse,
mm.
Steel Pulse in music hall. Probably one of the best shows I saw from Monitor World that I did monitors for was
Uh-huh.
George Clinton.
Mm.
Oh, I've heard stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's a good
There's a
time.
reel on my page of George
Okay.
Clinton.
Okay.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Um, there's a guy named Trey the Truth who's a
I've heard
kind
of
of
him.
activist. He's a
Yeah.
rapper and an activist.
Uh-huh.
Whenever
I've heard
something
of him.
happens, Trey is usually on the scene, especially like disasters and stuff like that. He's
Hmm.
pretty good. He has a Trey Day event,
Really?
and it was at House of Blues, and he had a comedy show. So it was like Chico Bean and them.
Oh,
So he
shout out to
had two
Chico.
special guests,
Uh-huh.
Dave Chappelle
Mm,
and Cat Williams.
mm.
Wow.
Let's hit the applause one more
Uh,
time, famous.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. That's a slight stunt.
Yeah, a little stun on him.
yeah, because they kind of. I didn't even know who the special guest was.
Yeah.
They just have some microphones ready for him. I was like, all right.
Right. That's awesome,
I
man.
do monitors a lot now at the House of Blues simply because we have a lot of new young guns,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not as starstruck as some of them still are.
Mm-hmm.
They still new to this, and oh my God, I get to mix. I don't want to
Right.
throw them in the monitor world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You've been
Guess
around.
what? You can go out there and mix them,
Yeah.
and they're qualified to mix front of house. So I'm like the teacher, the old
That's
guy
awesome,
who,
man.
Yeah. We need that. We need
Yeah.
OGs in
and I
every
do monitors.
aspect.
Yeah, somebody's got to be there to kind of make sure that the show starts on time. We
Mm-hmm.
have a stage manager, but a lot of them are a lot younger than me, so I'm probably the
Mhm.
oldest one
Mhm.
in production at the house,
Yeah.
age
Right.
wise. And I
That's
probably
good,
have the
man.
most experience too, so they come to me and ask questions, and we got a lot of new engineers just coming out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that they'll hire anybody, but if if you got some background, they'll
Yeah.
give you a
Yeah.
chance.
Get
They'll
it
start you
in.
out. Get your foot in the door, and they put you in the smaller rooms. And if
Mhm.
you do good in there, then
Mhm.
people get picked up and taken on tours.
Nice.
One of my other engineers, she just came back from being on tour. She's just in Philly. Matter of fact, the
Okay.
other day.
Okay. That's awesome,
Yeah, I think
man.
they came to North Carolina. They did some sort of festival.
Okay. Okay. So it seems
Okay,
like
so
you
she's
guys.
like,
Am I
right.
feeding? Am I feeding back a little bit?
Yeah, it's a little bit on both ends, but yeah, man, we
Okay.
just wanted to thank you for being a master of your
Man.
field, man, and teaching, like you just said, teaching the younger ones how to do it right, because it's definitely needed. Like I said, we're at these live shows and we wish they had a quality sound engineer, or
Yeah.
even listening to certain, especially with newer music, like you said, with the kids, a lot of newer music now. I'm like, who in the world mixed this? Like,
Yeah.
why is the vocal so low? And it's just all out of whack. So it's definitely something that it's a craft to be mastered, man. And we appreciate talking to
Oh yeah.
one of the legends for sure in
Yeah.
that craft, man. This has been great to soak up some game from you.
Yeah. And someone named Travion Piper said Unk is the best in the game.
The best in the game.
And so that's some of
Yeah,
your folk
my
there.
nephew, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great, man.
that's
That's great.
awesome,
And
man.
we don't want to take up your whole afternoon. We try to normally limit it
Man, I'm good.
Yeah, we got
to
a
an
lot.
hour, so you know what I mean. But
All right.
if anybody wants to contact you for further information, or I mean, I'm not sure if you accept hirings, currently outside of Houston or not. But how can someone contact you, Lee, if they want to get in touch with you? Social media
Hit me up
links,
on Facebook. Yeah, social media is the way.
okay, and
Lee
it's
Robinson on Facebook.
uh
I am DJ Vicious Lee on Instagram.
okay. I gotta add you on the Instagram.
DJ
Yeah,
Viciously.
And
vicious.
MacPack
I like that.
412 on Twitter.
All right. What was that Twitter one more time?
MacPack, MACPAC
Oh, okay.
412 on Twitter.
All right. All right.
Music.
And if there's someone at home who is straddling the fence, they may want to get into sound engineering or music production, DJing, and they're not quite sure, how to take that next step. What would be some advice you would have for them, Lee, before we get out of here?
There are videos on YouTube that can teach you how to do anything you want to do.
Mm,
Watch them. See, equipment wise, it's kind of subjective. I don't want to say Newmark is better than Pioneer or
Right.
um, find what works for you
mm,
and do the best you can on what you have.
Yeah.
mm. Nah, I like it. I
And then,
like
if you,
it.
and then once you master that, if you feel like you want to go on, move up.
Hmm.
Master that.
Right. It's
If you
steps.
still
It's
feel like you
levels.
want,
It's
you know,
levels to it.
you never know what may trigger another talent or skill that you may have.
Very true.
That's
Very
not,
true.
because DJing is not just DJing anymore.
Hmm.
It's more than just playing records
Yeah.
like
Right.
it used to. At one point with this digital stuff now, they're stripping. You can strip a song
Mm-hmm.
into its individual
Stems,
parts,
yeah.
vocal, bass
Wow.
line, drum.
Yeah.
So you can create your own acapellas or instrumentals and merge stuff together and take the bass line from this song and play it with the drums.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's totally. We couldn't do that with just two turntables and a mixer.
Yeah.
and yeah, very true. Technology, man, I tell you, it's crazy. It's come a long way.
Technology
And
has
Yeah.
come so far.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody just
Even
put your
old
10,000 hours
keep
in.
up with it.
yeah. Put the 10,000 hours in.
Yeah, for sure. Start your
Yeah.
10,000 hours so you can master that thing like Mr. Lee Robinson.
Yeah. And we want to
Easy.
thank
I'm
Lee.
still trying to figure this NX7 out. I just got it. It's
Yeah.
old.
Oh, yeah?
It's another ancient dinosaur, but it's one of the few DJ controllers that the platters really spin.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
And
Very nice.
for the price I got it for on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Not discount
Don't
Facebook
sleep.
Marketplace, y'all.
Find you some deals.
Don't sleep on it.
The mixer, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
One of these Oxygen keyboards, Facebook Marketplace.
Yep.
Tractor controller, Facebook Marketplace.
There you go.
Facebook Marketplace cut the check for the free promo. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did I get? I got a PreSonus fader port. Facebook Marketplace.
There you go.
Yeah. So again, and I was just talking the other day. Sometimes you can find other scenarios when it comes to this equipment. You don't always have to go straight to the music store. You can go for certain things, but certain hardwares. There's some other options out there, ladies and gentlemen. You can use.
Find some deals when you can find some deals. That's awesome.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for
eBay too. eBay is another place to find some stuff, and Reverb.
Yeah, Reverb.
Okay, Reverb Nation.
I definitely want to shout out Facebook Marketplace, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And you meet people that way. Like the guy I got the mixer from, I went over to he traded the mixer out for a Raven, which is a 21-inch or 25-inch touch screen.
Okay.
That you can run Logic, Pro Tools, Studio One.
All of that.
You can run your DAW and actually mix on this surface. It's got 20 point touch screen.
Okay.
So he traded that out. So I just went over there to help him out with some more software, doing some software support, and I ended up mixing a song for him.
Wow, that's how you do it.
Yeah, and made a couple dollars on that. And,
yeah.
And like I said, I got the mixer from him. That's how we met on Facebook Marketplace. I went and bought the mixer from him, and we've been in contact ever since.
Yeah, that's
very
awesome,
nice,
man.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Lee, we gotta prolong it. We gotta hold you all day. Thank you so much, man, for joining us and educating us with the sound mixing and mastering. Miles laughing at me because I said Facebook. Yeah, Lee, you gonna make Facebook Marketplace have to cut us a check.
Yeah. Great interview.
Hey, Josh, glad you guys enjoyed it.
Before they monetize.
Yeah.
Yes.
No more.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. But thank everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, everybody for joining us today. We want to say thank you to Lee one final time. Like I said, I met Lee several years ago. We had the pleasure to work with him a couple times, and I wanted to give him a little opportunity to come on and educate us about sound and mixing. A lot of times, again, when you go to a show or you're listening to a record, you only think of the artist, but there's somebody behind making that all work together and give you that ear candy. So we wanted to highlight him today. Shout out to all the sound engineers that do mixing and mastering out there. Lee, you got any final closing words before we slide out of here?
I'm gonna speak to the artist.
Yeah, okay.
Treat your sound guy right, and you have a great show.
Yeah, I thoroughly.
Treat the whole crew right. Treat your crew right.
Yeah. Hey, and honestly,
if we want to, your LD, even the hands pushing your gear in.
Yeah.
Everybody's got feelings, and
and that's one thing.
Talk to folks, and it just ain't right.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
One thing I try to be cognitive of as well, man. Like when we checking into the venue, speak to the sound crew. Maybe crack a joke or two with them, but definitely when we finish, hey, I don't leave without saying thank you to them, because without them, we can't do the show. Yeah. And oftentimes they get forgotten about. They don't get the recognition that they deserve. So we wanted to do that today right here on No Shortcuts. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all be sure to go over there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think I have No Shortcuts community. Lee, and you're welcome to join the community as well. I think we're almost at 340 members now. So we thank you all for putting in that work with us.
I will check and see, make sure that I'm in there.
Yes.
Famous, you got anything? Yeah, you send me the link.
I will. I tagged you in the group yesterday. Matter of fact, when we put the promo out yesterday. Famous,
got
you got any,
nothing.
Okay.
I got
any
nothing.
closing
Just
words?
thank you everybody for joining with us. Thank you Lee Robinson. Thank you Juan and
Yes.
the boss lady for joining us earlier. And we'll do this again next week, man.
Yeah, Lee, stay on. We're gonna get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, join us next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Peace. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. No Shortcut Show. We out of here. Lee, stay on a second.
I'm dope. I'm on the
Hey.
mic.
All right.
So dope. Do what you like.